Hey there, I'm Daniel, and today we're going to swap out a fuel pump. Now, what had happened was, I parked my car on a Saturday into the garage, everything was working fine. I come out Monday morning to go to work, and it's just a no-start situation. So after checking all the fuses, making sure that everything is okay, when you put your car in a run position, you're supposed to hear the fuel pump running, and there's a little audible hum that you can hear if you're listening very carefully. I don't hear it on mine, so I'm really hoping it's the fuel pump. I bought one off of eBay just because some discount places has it for $400 to $600. Chrysler one's $1,600. I got mine brand new. It's an aftermarket version off of eBay for $200. So the first thing we have to do is get the car out of the garage. Once we crack the fuel tank open, the entire garage is going to smell like fuel. Now, I have E85 in the tank, so it's not going to be as harsh of a smell, but I don't want it to end up in the house. I remember from when I did the fuel injectors, the inside of the house smelled like fuel. So this time, we're not going to make the same mistake. Let's get the car out. Well, the first thing we got to do is unlock the emergency release, because this car will not go into neutral if the car isn't running. So the emergency release is down here, and you can tell I'm an old guy because of all the spare glasses. Just a little emergency latch. And now we can push the car out. It's 4 Phillips screws, they're just gonna come right off. Push down the little tab so you can move to the side, and that will unlock that plug. So this is what the old one looks like. Honestly, I expected it to be all yellow and stained from the fuel, but because I was driving my car primarily, I would say 90% of the miles on my car right now are on E85. This thing looks like brand new. It's just a little bit dusty. Other than that, it's cool, but as you can see, there was no fuel pressure in it. I put some towels there just to make sure it doesn't spray everywhere, but there was no fuel pressure in there. So let's compare the new part. So this looks quite a bit different, but I'm pretty sure it should work. This is probably the return line, so that doesn't plug in anywhere. The only thing I'm worried about is the location of this thing that shows you how much fuel is in the tank, because it's going to end up somewhere completely different. I need to make sure that it actually has clearance, or I might just go to a half a tank and it's just showing half a tank. In the meanwhile, I'm out of gas. So let's see if this is going to go in. Let's see if the car starts up after this is in, and let's hope for the best.
So I was really struggling right here to get the fuel pump in. What I didn't see, there's a hump right there that follows the body lines underneath the vehicle, so it wouldn't go in its current configuration.
Well, that doesn't work. Well, that sucks. Simple project just turned into a complicated one. But let me see what else we can do with it. Alright, so I think I figured it out. The old one is a little bit offset. There's a little spot inside the tank where that whole thing is supposed to sit in. When I put in the new one, it's sitting on top of it, so it doesn't go all the way down. Now I can compress it and force it because it is on a spring to make it fit. I don't know if the plunger for the fuel level is going to be moving freely. So here's what I came up with. I'm going to disassemble that, rotate it 180 degrees, and then just about everything should be in the right spot. So let's go try that. So if we can turn this around this way, it'll be, this part will face the other side, and we should be able to do this properly. So let's take a look and see what we can do. So let's pop these open. I have to get this spring up.
Okay, want me to hold that?
Get this on. Do it. We can do it. Oh, it's falling out again.
Here's covering everything you're doing with the way.
I have a GoPro up there. Here we go. Here we go. Here's number 2. And let's tighten that. Let's see. Now it's sitting in the right direction, except
That's
this.
So you had to reverse everything?
It's a little bit off, but I think we'll make it work.
I'm not quite sure what to do with this return line. I'm also afraid it's going to find itself underneath the fuel level float.
moment, and well, there we go. Car runs. We have to do a little bit modification now. I will not link the part that I bought from eBay. I know it's cheaper. It's only $200. If that's what you want to do, feel free to go and get it yourself. They say it fits every Chrysler vehicle basically. But I will link the correct one from the Mopar store so that you guys don't have to do modification now that I know what it looks like. So it's an easy job. It's 30 minutes if it's not 116 degrees outside. But don't do it in the garage. It did smell a little bit, not as bad as regular fuel. And just ask me how I know. And for the 5 guys that still drive that Series Chrysler 200, hey, if a fuel pump breaks, there you go. Now you see how to fix it. Until next time. Alright, well, the observant viewer may have noticed that I fucked up. So I put everything together, I get out on the road, I have a half a tank of gas, I start driving, and my fuel level starts to become higher. So my car is now showing 7/8 of a tank, but I know I'm completely empty. And this is what happened. In a stroke of ungenius, I thought that this, on the new one, needs to be mounted on the other side due to clearances. But what ends up happening is the fuel is low, but it's showing high, which is the exact reverse side of the original one. So in that my dumb fuckery, I swapped this. It shouldn't have been swapped. It should have stayed. And hopefully we can find a clearance. So by putting it in this way, now it's reading empty, and when it's up, it's full. So the aftermarket one is backwards. So let's install it. Let's hope it clears just fine, and let's see what happens. And just like that, it should technically work now. And the fuel level reads correct. Beautiful. And just like that, I hope you guys learned something. Hopefully this will be helpful to somebody. Until next time, take care.